My name is Lionel Arthur, and my wife was given less than a year to live.
Again, this is David Ferrugio on Dead Talks. We're on another episode with a new friend of mine who just came to Los Angeles from Bakersfield. I know him from the real estate industry, and I knew I had to have him on because he has a tremendous story that I'm excited to chat about. Lionel Arthur. Lionel, thank you so much for being here. Just want to jump right into it. Please tell us who we're remembering and who we're going to talk about, and let's go from there.
I constantly, on a regular basis, remember my dad. He's always in my thoughts. Lost him about 3 years ago. And just recently, my wife was given her expiration date, unfortunately. She's been battling breast cancer for about 3 years. And recently, come to find out that the chemo is no longer working. So they gave her about 10 months.
10 months. This was 2 years ago, you said, right?
No, this was just recently that she was told that she has about a year or less than a year. She's been battling breast cancer for about 3 years. It started in one breast, and then they had the mastectomy, chemo, radiation, everything, and then it spread to the other breast. So it's it's a endless battle. So it's like it's now at that point where there's nothing else to do. I mean, she can either spend the rest of her time fighting it, being sick from chemo and all the treatments, or she can live her life, whatever's left of it. So.
And she chose to live her life.
Yeah.
So you said a second ago you started remembering your father.
Yeah.
So revert back to that, because I remember you told me that this kind of happened not simultaneously, but rather
pretty close. Yeah. I would say about a month in between. I had lost my father. He had passed away from a massive heart attack, and I went spiraling down. He was my best friend, and it's. Someone doesn't really know until they actually lose somebody that's really close to them, whether it be a friend, a sibling, father, mother, whatever. It doesn't matter what role they are, it's how close they are. And he was very close. He and I were very close. And when I lost him, I kind of lost it a little bit, and I broke down, and I, went through all the stages. And about a month after that, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. She found a big lump, and we were like, oh. And then so it was just like, bam, bam, no time to mourn. Here you go,
Right. So it was a month after your father passed.
Yeah.
She was diagnosed. And then what is that mind state in a sense of, not that you forget that your dad just died.
Right.
But where is your mind state in that aspect of accepting this and letting go of that?
It's kind of like you have three options. Everybody in life, they're traveling a path, and something can come along and knock them off that path, whatever it is and how the severity of it is. One of three options: you can get knocked down, get back up, and continue down the same path. Get knocked down, stand up, and find a better path. That's a better life, a better perspective, or get knocked down and stay down. Right. And I chose to get back up and choose a better path.
What about her?
She is very much more strong. She's way stronger than I am. So her path is already better. She's accepted it. She knows that her family's okay. And I think that was the biggest thing. At first, she doesn't want to go. Nobody does. Nobody wants to die. But she realized that there's obviously something more for her, and like for all of us. And it's inevitable. We all are dying. Right. It's just when, So I think she's at a point now where she's ready. She's tired of being sick. She's tired of hurting. So she decided that this is it.
So when did she make that decision? I'm saying, so you get what's the process? You get diagnosed, and then what's your mindset then, and then what is the timeline to now? Like, what is that process?
You know what? I don't think there's anybody has a specific timeline. Ours was, we were told, the doctor had said that, you have less than a year. It is going to take you. Chemo's not working. And once you process all that, it's kind of like, okay, now we could take that and let it destroy us, or we could take it and embrace it, accept it, and then put it away, and then keep moving forward.
Put it away.
Not necessarily like avoid it or hide it, but that's not going to be our direction. We're not going to be like, we're not going to be like, okay, well, you're dying, so now I'm going to treat you like you're dying. And that's, I think, where we are with it. It's like, she knows she's dying. I know she's dying, and I know she's going to die, but I'm not going to talk to her like she's dying. Because a lot of people start getting that mindset, like, oh my gosh, you're sick. I need to baby you. I need to, go lay down. Go,
You're a dog.
Right. And it's, like I said, it changes your perspective. Everything changes your perspective, but it's how you take that perspective and what you do with it. And we decided that, like I was telling you, I want to live. I want her to live. And even if it's 10 months, I could die on the way back to my room.
You could have died on the way here.
On the way here, and you wouldn't have even had it. Yeah. So, I mean, there's no telling when our expiration date is. We just happen to know hers. So, okay, let's say she has 10 months. Say she has a year. Say she surpasses it. Are we going to live that year crying every day, moping around, depressed, sulking? Or are we going to get out there and be like, you know what, I'm going to make this awesome?
Which led to your decision to leave Bakersfield. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So we were talking it over, having the talk, what now?
Which she made you have this conversation? She's the one that's diagnosed.
She brought it up.
And she brought it up.
Yeah. Because, I mean, she I think it was probably weighing on her, like, almost like she was wanting to understand and make sense of what we were about to do, and she's made the comments, oh, you're going to remarry, you'll move on, you'll go on, you'll remarry. And I told her, honestly, I don't think I will. And it's not because like, oh, I lost love, I love her to death, but no pun intended.
So it's your fault.
Right. Yeah. But it's like, it's a different feeling once you get to this point and this age. It's like, okay, that's not my focus. My focus was, what am I going to do? What do I want to do? And now she's embraced that, go do what you want to do. I want to know on my way out, if I leave in 10 months or less, I want to know on my way out that you're going to be okay. You're going to be happy in the best way possible. And mine was go to real estate, sell real estate full time, and move to LA and do it. And so
she kind of pulled it out of you.
Yeah. She presented it to me, knowing that that's what I want to do, because I've always talked about moving to LA. I've always talked about, I'd watch the $1 million listings, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to sell those houses. I love those houses. You realize I've never been in a multi-million-dollar home until I got to LA. And that was my dream. I was that doofus real estate agent sitting there going, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. And she knew it. And, obviously prior to what happened and her diagnosis was, she was in no way going to let me move to LA by myself and sell real estate. But I think with all this, like I said, it changed perspective, and it's a different approach with life now. It's like, you know what? Don't waste any time. If you want to do something, do it, and that goes for everybody, whether it be real estate, whether it be somebody who wants to be a doctor or whatever. Don't sit there and talk about it. Just do it. You're wasting time. And that's about what it's about now with her. It's time. We're not going to acknowledge that she's dying because we all know it. We know it. She knows it. But we're going to live whatever's left. Like me, if I have 20 years, if I have a good 20 years left, I'm going to live that 20 years. And at the end of which, I'm not going to look back and go, oh, I should have done that. Because you don't want to do that. And she's got 10 months. Well, she doesn't want to look back in 10 months and go, oh, shoot, I wish hadn't have made myself sicker or made myself dead 10 months ago instead of now. I mean, you're going to die, but you're not dead yet.
Right. And it's interesting how you said, I mean, the difference is she happens to know. She happens to know how much time we have. We don't.
Right.
And the fact that she's the one that's dying and you're the one that's almost, your life is opening up right now.
Right.
Is that through your own perception of it? Is that through your conversation? How did you come to this understanding?
Yeah. You know what? It's, I think those feelings were embraced when I lost my dad.
Within 30 days?
Yeah.
There's a 30-day difference.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So what had happened, is you get to a point where you can either, like I said, you could either let it knock you down or you can take it and run with it and make the best of everything. So I just, I don't plan my life now, even though it's better, even though being in LA is better, without her. That's not the focus. It's to make the best of what time I've got left.
So how are you doing that now that how long have you been married with her?
17 years.
So 17 years you've been living together, marriage, and now you guys are having a long distance relationship.
Right. Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. You know what? It's a lot easier. I think with the love and support that we have, with what's going on now, it's really made us, I think it's like we both realize that, you know what? I mean, I could have jumped ship years ago, because you read a lot when men or women are faced with something like this. They bounce. They're like, I can't handle it. I got to go. And I could have been one of those, So obviously it is, for better or worse, is sick or important, so I'm here. I'm still here. I was the guy that was, she spent like 21 days in the hospital from getting sick, and to a point where I was actually providing parental care, and
Brainal care?
Yeah, like, cleaning her after using the restroom and stuff. So it's like, a lot of guys can't do that. A lot of husbands wouldn't do that. I think that even the nurse said that. She was like, I don't see a lot of guys doing that. But so I took that with me. She knows I love my husband. He's fine. I'm fine. I'm still going to go see her. Obviously, I'm going to go and visit with her, but she knows this is something I want, and she's very supportive.
This seems to be part of her process as well, is to make sure that you're okay going forward.
Right.
That her life ends and yours isn't ending.
Right. And that's what she's accepted, that I'm not the one dying, even though I eventually will. But yeah, so it's a matter of, okay, now it's your turn. What do you want to do? I just spent 17 years working a job that I didn't want to do. I mean, I made good money, but it's not what I wanted to do. She knew I wanted to be in real estate. That's why I got my real estate license, and I was trying to do it the best I could part-time, and she saw it. She saw me struggling. She saw that, there was clients falling through the cracks because I couldn't do both at certain times. And I'm sure that weighed on her. But now it's like, she's like, no, I can't do that. I can't ask you to die with me, so
that's part of the love you guys got.
Yeah.
So what is she like? What is she doing now?
She was working for a little bit. She decided she's just done. She's not working anymore. She's visiting family as much as possible. She has a grandbaby now, and so she's really spending time with the grandbaby. Just being with family and friends.
What's her condition? Because I know she's off the chemo now. What's her physical condition like?
She is experiencing pain, which is pretty common with your body deteriorating, and it is. Hers is. She's got a couple of wounds on her chest that need to be looked after, and but overall she's getting better. She does sleep a lot, but I think that's the pain, because she's like medicated most of the time. She does have painkillers, and she does smoke marijuana, and so that helps alleviate some of the pain, and she can actually rest and get some sleep and eat. It increases.
I'm interested in talking about the marijuana and
okay.
how that works. I mean, I know how it works, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm smoking it for a much different
reason.
So, I mean, I'm just. What kind of relief does that actually offer? Is it strictly pain relief for her?
Right.
That's
right.
all.
Yeah.
And how much does it actually help?
I would say since she started doing it, and she's doing it old school now. She's rolling them and smoking them.
It's weird how that's old school. Like
yeah, right? Yeah, I know.
In college, I used to only roll out, and since I came to California, I'm eating like blueberry marijuana bears.
Right, yeah, vaping. Yeah. It's like, vaping with a USB port.
Yeah. Save it for later.
Yeah. I think it's probably improved her quality of life probably a good 60%.
The marijuana?
Yeah, the marijuana.
Wow.
She's able to sleep a lot more, which helps with pain and the nausea. Because, I mean, she would experience, 3-4 days of just feeling like crap.
Post chemo or during chemo?
Post chemo.
Post chemo.
And so it would take her a good week before she actually kind of felt alive again, and then boom, another treatment, and then back down. So she incorporated the marijuana. I mean, and we've done a lot of research. I'd sit there while she's having chemo and Googling things, and they, we should try this and we should try that, and ointments and everything. And I was at a point at one time where, I didn't care about marijuana or not. I myself don't smoke it, but, I never really thought that would have been a direction that we should go. But after seeing what it does for her and, the capabilities of it, I totally back it. I'm like, yeah, if you're experiencing that, do it.
Right.
Really, I'll go buy it for you. I know a couple of guys. I'm a total support of that.
So it's easy to have an experience like you're experiencing, and then you didn't have any time to mourn for your father. It seems like you have a crazy grasp for life and an unbelievable perspective, which is why I wanted to have you on here, because you're so happy. And not that you should have. It's
right.
Great. That's
right.
great. But a lot of people, I don't know a lot of people in this exact experience, but a lot of people can go one direction.
Yeah.
And did you know that direction off the bat? What was the point where you guys, I know you mentioned it already, but was it after the conversation? Was it something she said? Did you make the realization? Like, what was the turning point to keep it up?
I think it was after that conversation that we had.
And what point was this around me?
That was...
How deep into it?
It was the talk that you have, like, if I go, this is what I want. Right. This is what I want of you. And I think it was after that talk
that she pushed.
She brought up, because I wouldn't have, because
you're not the one dying, so you're sensitive to that,
right? So I am a firm believer now, because when I lost my dad, I was that guy that was always feeling sad, and then I'd feel guilty because I was thinking, wait a second, I shouldn't feel bad. My dad's the one who died, but the reality of it is, and a lot of people do that. They beat themselves up for feeling bad and making it about them. And that's what I've come to realize, that it's okay, because the person that died no longer feels pain, no longer feels sadness. They're not worried about bills. They're not worried about losing a loved one, because they're gone. You're the one left behind feeling it.
Right.
So it's okay to make it about you. And I've always kind of was apprehensive of feeling those feelings. And then once this hit, and I saw it in her face, I saw, obviously she was sad. She doesn't want to die. Nobody does. And I think that's why a lot of people steer clear of it, is they think, well, I'm not going to talk about it, so I'm not going to die. Well, yeah, you are. Happen, yeah, it's going to happen.
Face it now or face it later.
You're right. And so I think once I saw that in her eyes, it was like, you know what? I can either embrace it, absorb it, and move on and move forward, or I can let it take me and be that statistic where, I shut myself down and I cry every day and I hate God for it, and I decided, no, I'm not going to do that.
Did you have that moment?
I did. I had moments of that. I actually had that at the very beginning when she was first diagnosed. And it got, I think I started really having that anger towards God when I saw her hair falling out, from the chemo, when she lost all of her hair, and the reality of it. And then I started hating God, and I blamed him, and I was blaming the world, and I was like, why her, you know, and I can't do that.
How long was that period? Do you have any idea?
I probably, can we cuss? Oh, okay.
He was asking very quietly and said, "Can I curse?"
Oh, yeah.
Just let the record show. You can say fuck, whatever you want.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So I would say damn near the entire first year. I literally would walk around, fuck you, everybody, fuck you.
Did that reciprocate with her, like, and how you guys, how that affect your guys' dialogue and kind of relationship?
It actually brought negative vibes into the house. Like,
based on your emotion, yes, or hers as well, or did it kind of blend?
Mine.
Yours, strictly yours.
She's been strong from the beginning. She's had her moments. There was periods of time that she fucking hated my ass. You know, she was like, you know, I think she's actually said, you should have got this, all the energy drinks you drink. I'm like, yeah, I should have.
She said you should have got. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, she went through her period, and then once it progressively got worse, I think that's when she let go. And me, I was still like, you know, screw this, you know.
When it got worse, she let go.
Right. Yeah. And most of the time it's funny because when we first found out and she was going through chemo and all that, and she was having those moments of bad attitude, I always had, I probably pissed her off more when I'd ask her. I'd be like, you know, in a situation like this, doesn't it mostly like bring the good out in somebody? Not the evil?
Yeah.
But I had to remind myself there's stages, you know, there's that time frame that you have to go through to hate the world, and everybody's going to do it. You just have to let it happen and let it go.
I feel like that's just a life impression right there.
Yeah.
The more you let go of anything, it just becomes easier. And I think people fight, even me, like I've resisted certain emotions. You start questioning why I feel like this. Why do I angry? Why am I upset? And obviously, you know, you're upset, but like there's weird emotions. Like, why am I angry about this and that? But once you just let it go, like you guys did, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I'm sure you went through it, you know, when you lost your dad. I mean,
yeah, it's just, I mean, once again, there's those basic emotions, and I guess the similarities in the process of how it works, but it's just such a different experience with you because you're still going through it and she's still here.
Right.
That's the crazy part. So you're grieving the death of someone who hasn't died yet, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what's a mindfuck.
Yeah.
You're grieving when someone hasn't died in the anticipation that someone dies. So it's a very unique situation to be going through a grieving process with someone together.
Yeah.
When one of them is dying.
And you have to kind of keep that mindset. You have to remind yourself that if you start letting that take over, you know, that grieving, I mean, because there's going to be a point that I'm going to grieve, that I'm going to mourn. I'm going to have to, you know, like, especially when she goes, I'm going to have to do it in order to let it go. It's like embracing it. You have to embrace it so you can let it go. If you fight it, you're going to fight off more than you think you are.
So, Sim, you're very clear on your grieving process. Does she have a grieving process, or what kind of process is it when you're the one that's dying?
From my from how I perceive it, I think she is going through it now, and I think her grieving is spending time with family and friends. She wants to make every second count. You know, she doesn't want to waste time. She doesn't want to sit there and have a pity party. She will not let me post anything about her on my social media.
Really?
She doesn't want it. She's like, don't you dare put me on your social media and ask for sad shit.
What about inspiration?
She don't want it.
She don't want it.
She does not want it because she feels like that's a pity party and everybody's dying. So don't make it about her. I respect that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And so I don't. I keep it nothing but me and real estate.
Does she know? She thinks you're selling a house right now, or does she know we're talking?
Oh, she knows we're talking about it. Yeah.
Probably should show you from the beginning. Lift the mic up a little bit, like in front of you. It's not one of those cool mics, like the mic's here.
Oh, got it.
There it is.
There we
are. It's changed a lot. Maybe pull it back a little bit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Jeez.
So what was her perspective of having you talk about this? Because, you know, it's interesting to hear your perspective, and as much as it is her experience that she's the one dying.
Yeah.
you've learned so much about your life, because before you said how you felt guilty, that why is it about me? Why is it about me? And it's almost like that's transitioned to your mourning with her, that you've become okay to make it about you, and that's launching you off to your new life.
Right. She's actually very supportive. She wants me to talk about it. She wants me to be happy. It's not one of those situations where she wants me to feel like I'm dying too. She doesn't want that. She doesn't want to be treated like she's dying. And I respect that. I don't talk to her like she's dying. I don't treat her like she's sick. Obviously there's days that she's hurting and I have to change, gears to help her. But overall, she wants as normal as possible.
It's interesting. There's a book you may or may not have read that I just started reading, so I'm talking about it from only a few chapters in. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross wrote a very famous book on death and dying, mm-hmm. and the whole premise that I've read so far is about how it's more like the hospital and then how the patients are handled with the care.
Right. And
everyone, there is like a switch there, how they're all handled like they're sick, which is part of it. They are in there for their sick. But there's a different psychology behind just treating them like they're human, like as if they're not sick. There's different sense of compassion in dealing with that.
Yep.
And she made that switch.
Yep.
Of a sense that she just doesn't want to be. She wants to live the rest of her life in peace.
Right.
That's a big fucking decision. So when do you know? Okay, we tried all we could, and I'm just like, it's not quitting. Like, people always say, you never give up. At the same time, there is that decision of, okay, do I make the decision to live my life more comfortably and remember me this way, or do I continue fighting?
Right. Like I said, I think it's different for everybody, but I think if I can spread one great piece of advice is accept it. Just accept it, because I know, and it's hard to do because we're programmed to avoid death, and not die. And
literally, your head can't even conceive your own death.
No, at all. And it literally scares the hell out of people, to think about it. But it's a reality. And if, to me, on this side of the fence, had I not accepted it, I think it would have taken me. I think it would have taken me down too, because losing my dad and now losing her, it's like I have nothing but being taken away from. Everything's getting taken away from me. So, I've embraced it.
Was there a delay on the effect of how you felt for your father?
You know what? I can honestly say I don't even think I've yet to mourn his death.
Oh shit, might happen right now.
Yeah. So you want to hire me? If you have any real estate needs, get me now.
Yeah, do it before he's mourning.
Yeah,
before he fucks up your deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck that all up.
No, that's crazy though. Think about it. Like it's just like a left-right hook, and then you can't like. When do you mourn about? Okay, it's almost the thought of he's passed, but this is actually happening, so you have no time.
Right?
Or do you? I guess you have time. I don't know. Do you?
I don't feel I do. I probably do, but I can't allow myself to. And not because I feel there's anything wrong with mourning, because I think everybody should, but I think everybody should do it their own way.
Right. There's no
rule book. Right. Yeah. There's no.
Or is there?
There might be.
I haven't read that book.
I haven't either. So the way I look at it is, the way I'm mourning is I am going to kick ass in the lifestyle, in the life that I just changed my whole 180 and choose a different life. I always tell people, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, you're starting a new chapter. I go, no, fool, I'm starting a new book. Page 1. So that's how I'm mourning. I'm taking all those emotions and I'm putting it in the life that I'm creating, if that makes sense.
It makes an amazing amount of sense. It's almost as if the lessons you're learning through the process you've shared with your wife was kind of leading you to be even more bulletproof to handle your father.
Right. Because this is just human. This is all human. This proves that we're all vulnerable. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, just following you on social media and stuff, and then the things that you do, and your whole personality and stuff, it's larger than life. Like, I love it. It's
you talk about me?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm saying, because it would actually intimidate most. Like, they would be intimidated. They couldn't sit with you And the way I look at it is like, I have a common ground with you, and I'm taking all my experiences and letting myself be human and personable, you know? So I'm like, you know what? I want to get to know you. I want to know you. I want to be friends with you, you know? So before, had I not experienced anything and nothing's changed my perspective of life, I probably would have shut myself out and not even showed up at Revel.
Jesus. Well, that's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. You got me on a little higher of a pedestal than you
Well,
did.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. No, I appreciate that. But that's kind of the take that I would hope that these conversations, hearing what you're saying and hearing with other people share their story, would run with if you haven't lost someone. That is a big take that I'm trying to get with all these episodes I'm shooting, with all the people I'm talking to.
Yeah.
You know, you were blessed in some sense, as fucked up as the scenario is, to make this realization. Because, listen, if your wife wasn't diagnosed, if your father hadn't died, what would your life be like, and what would your perspectives be? I mean, as amazing as it would be to still have her there and your father here, I'm sure you would choose that over this, of course.
Sure.
I get that. But the different path that you're on now is incredible.
You want to hear something? I don't think I would have changed it.
If this didn't happen.
Right. No. The whole outcome. I wouldn't have changed anything. And the reason why, it's not because I want to lose my wife, because I don't. I would give my left arm to keep her, and I have no intentions of letting her go myself. But I was that stereotypical guy that was living in that safe box and, you know, working a steady job, making $75,000 a year, paying my mortgage, paying off my car payments. I was that guy in the safe zone. You know, playing it safe, never really breaching out and breaking that box. Well, because of all this and knocking me off that path and changing my perspective, now I'm like, I don't have a fucking box. I'm not even in it. I'm like, there's no box.
Well, right after that conversation, was it right after the conversation you decided, fuck it, I'm going out?
Yeah.
We had that conversation before we hit record. It was just...
Yeah,
it's amazing. That's what everyone dreams of. You know, everyone's like, everyone dreams not having the cancer and not people dying, but everyone dreams of that moment of, I'm gonna say fuck it, I'm gonna stand out, I quit, I'm doing this. But for the most part, that's a decision that people just have to make, which is so hard. But you got pushed to realize it.
Right.
You got pushed to make this realization and say fuck it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. I literally quit my job.
That's
and said bye.
Did you do it in some epic way or no?
You know what? Okay.
Where's this going?
I used the Rebel and Ben McCall against everybody. I was like, this badass team of Rebel wants me on their team. See ya. You know, you guys can keep your $250,000 homes and your medium home prices. Fuck you.
Yeah, you just whipped it out.
Yeah, there you go. And here's your keys.
Yeah. You know? Give it to someone else.
Yeah. So I basically took my everything that was happening to me and threw it in their face and was like, see ya.
Dope. I feel like that's when you cue the inspirational music.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. And then once again, that's the I mean, as inspirational as it is, it sucks that, you know, this had to happen for you to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the card that you were dealt, and that's it. And you're handling it as brave as anyone I could have imagined in any way that I could draw it up.
Yeah.
So, you know, to think about how you did it for people that, you know, you don't have to wait.
No.
You really don't have to wait. And it's like, my dad died at 12. It's a totally different thing in the sense that I still have to hit puberty and I'm not thinking about where I'm going to go the rest of my life. It's like, where's Mario Kart? But just to see that spark and that she supports you and that she sees the bigger picture, that's incredible, because people in her shoes, I can't imagine taking it that way. You told me earlier that she's stronger than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the sense that her mindset, I mean, she must be that she's dealing with this.
Yeah. And I think that's why I can do what I do, or I'm doing now, is I have the mindset that, you know, she can go through all this and have that, am I loud?
No, that was just, I think you yelled.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. If she can maintain that perspective and that strength, dude, I have no reason not to kick ass. You know, I have no reason to cower down to these billionaires out here that's wanting to sell their house or want me to buy them a $15 million home. fuck that. No, I'm gonna give it my all.
So a guy now he's becoming a close friend, thank God. Gary Lelly, he's a great comedian, and he was on an episode prior to this.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
He lost his mom, and it just relates to what you just said. When he gets on stage, he has a conversation with his mom, and he also says, "There's nothing else that can beat me down. There's nothing else that I should be scared of."
Right.
So he's like, "I don't care if I go on stage. I don't care if I bomb. Like, what does it matter?" So it's almost the same mentality.
Right.
You go to these clients, or literally whatever you're going to do in your life, is you keep that mentality of, I dealt with this. What else? What else do you want to give me?
Give me your best shot. What are you going to say? No? Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, fucking next. I mean, seriously. I mean, because
seriously, I know that's crazy.
I've been handed the worst fucking situation that a lot of people don't want. And
I know. And you look at you. You're here.
And
you're in LA. You just got here.
I said, "Fuck it,"
and you're smiling.
Yeah,
you're fucking smiling. Seriously, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's always very interesting to see how people choose which direction they want to go.
Yeah.
And I always try to figure out. Hopefully, we'll come to figure it out. Talking to you and talking to all these people, what is the underlying factor? I don't know what it is, but it's got to be pretty strong current. The fact that she's pushing you to do it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a relief too, because what if she said, "Oh man, stay here, don't go to Los Angeles." Then, after she passes, when you're in Los Angeles, it's always weighing on you. So do you feel a sense of freedom?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my, she's
what
with
I do
me on this.
Yeah, and I think that's why it was easier to do, because there was no roadblock, there was no emotional roadblock saying, you need to stay here and stay in your box. It was like, no, go do it, and I'm telling myself, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do this. This is what I want to do.
And you're doing it.
Yeah. So here
That's
I am.
some big cojones shit right there. I fucking love it.
I mean, and that's like the only message I could give anybody is, I mean, whether, it doesn't have to be move to LA and sell real estate. It just anything, don't sit there on your ass and, I want to do this, I want to do that. Fuck, do it. Don't let petty bullshit between someone you love or care about get in the way of you being so fucking stubborn that you don't want to talk to them. Stop.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Fuck.
We always think we have time.
We don't.
And it goes both ways. I think we have time, but at the same time, we really don't have time.
At all.
It's like, what are we waiting for? Even myself, like, I work hard. I have things I want to do. But at the same time, there's still always those moments where you just kind of sit there like, what am I waiting for? We're always waiting for the perfect moment.
Right.
When the moment's never perfect. There's no good time to do. There's no bad time. It's just, you just do it. When you feel it, do it. And
right.
It seemed like you just acted on it. And you just did it.
Yeah.
And that's
that's a great point. I mean, because there was no great time for me to move down here. I didn't have the money. I mean, I quit my job.
Yeah.
I don't have any money. So my ass is like, okay. And I'm like, pay my mortgage and then found a room to rent and dumped all my money into that so I have somewhere to stay. And I'm like, fuck. All right.
Yeah, what are you going to wait till you have a certain amount of money? It's like,
right.
Okay, maybe there's strategy to all. I get that. I'm not saying just like take your clothes off and go streaking, but
right.
There's of course strategy, but for the most time,
it's
just can't
action.
overanalyze.
Yeah, action.
It's action. I was just listening to something on the way here, and she was whoever she was. I don't know. It was on YouTube, and she just said, "Just when you feel it, do it." Like there's so many times you get those inspirational moments, and you feel like you want to do something, and then you're like, "I'll do it tomorrow," but then that's kind of dissipates. It's like inspiration only carries with you for so long; it's hard to maintain it. So when you feel something,
do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
And that seems like what I pray, and it seems like you're going to do. You're just going to keep carrying that with everything you do.
Oh, yeah. Everything.
Forever.
And the rest of my life.
I can't imagine. There's got to be moments, even in the future now, you might like feel a little lazy, but it's easy for you to just pull it in again. And
really quickly.
Really quickly.
I mean, since I've been here, I sat in the room and I was working on that deal, and it was driving me nuts sitting inside. I was like, oh man, I gotta be doing something. So I was pulling disclosures and doing all that. So I was doing something. But yeah, it's like act. Don't talk about it. I mean, it's like these people that, I'm gonna start a diet Monday. Fuck Monday. Today.
Right, today.
Why are you doing it Monday?
It's like the whole New Year's thing. I get it. Like it's good to, I guess, using New Year's as a motivation, that's fine too, but it's almost like me. It's like, it's December, the holidays, I'm going to eat like shit, but I'm going to keep eating because I'm going to use January 1st. Why not just start now? Start now.
Yeah. I mean,
it's easier said than done.
Sure.
Because there's all these, little obstacles emotionally and physically that we think about. But at the end of the day, it is as easy as making a decision and just doing it. We were given willpower for a reason.
Right.
Just sack up.
Right.
And I'm talking to myself. I'm still figuring this out. I'm not saying I'm not someone that's acting on this perfectly every day. I'm still figuring it out. But it almost is that easy. Like, it's much easier just to say it. But is it really that hard to do? You just do it.
No, it's not. I'm living proof. I mean, to all those out there wondering, oh, should I do it? Should I? Yes. The answer
you
is
just happen to wait till fucking chemo. God.
Well, I know that like I said, there's always something that'll change your perspective, and whether it be something like this or something even not as important or not as severe, use it.
Yeah, don't wait for that catastrophic event.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's a different thing. Like, it happened so traumatic for me, but it's kind of the same thing in a sense that you just, like, that uplifted me maybe later in life, but that it had to take that one thing. And I always think, if that big event, that big traumatic event didn't happen, who would I be? So it's like, for people that haven't had that event, you're blessed to not have had that.
Yeah.
But don't fucking wait. Just
do
it, whatever it is. Fuck everyone else in the most polite, respectful way possible. Be nice to everyone, but at the same time, don't worry about what they're saying.
Right.
And it's so cliche.
Right.
Like, I'm writing like a cliche book right now, but at the end of the day,
but it's true.
You're Exhibit A, and you just you did it. And regardless of what the hell happens, you did it. You know that, right?
So you have no idea how many messages I've gotten from people going, "Oh my God, you're living in LA? I'm so jealous." Shit.
I don't like that either.
Right.
I try to get that jealous, like that feeling out of my vocabulary.
Yeah. Why are you jealous?
Yeah, we put all
you
this
can
weight.
live here. There's plenty of room. Yeah. Actually, I'll sell you a house.
Is there, though? I don't know. There's a housing crisis. So maybe even when I come to LA, stay where you are.
Just stay there. And definitely don't get your real estate license.
No. Everyone and their mother has a real estate license.
Yeah.
But no, man, listen, I feel like we can, I wish I had a bottle. I didn't bring any alcohol. But thank you so much for coming on here. I think your perspective, your wife's perspective, without even having to speak to her, is just truly tremendous. And I hope that whoever's listening, 1, 2, 20,000 people, doesn't matter, will pull something from this and let it stay with them for a long time. Because
use it. I mean, if you've got it in you, let it come out. I mean, just act.
Just act, baby. We're going to leave it on that. So thank you again, Lionel, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
If you don't want to hire me for your real estate services, you can go to him. That's okay. I promise you that.
Same team.
Same team, baby.
So, yeah.
But if you guys, what is your, if anyone's listening to this far, what is your Instagram if people want to find you?
Lionel P. Arthur is my name on there, the username. You can find me under Lionel Arthur. It'll pop up. You'll see my happy little mug for my headshot from the website. So
maybe we'll use that happy little mug for the Instagram post. When we
there you go.
All right, man. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Dead Talks. Ciao.
Okay, thank you.